All right, so I'm out here on the field. This used to be an old golf hole. It's kind of a cool spot. This is where I kind of grew up learning how to hit a golf ball. But all right, so first things first, to my supporter Fast Fred, who commented on my apparel that I didn't look like a golf pro. I still don't look like a golf pro, but I wore a Srixon hat today. So I don't play Srixon clubs, and I don't really like their drivers. Their irons are awesome, but so for Fred, I wore the Srixon hat. And just so you know, Fred, a Srixon hat does not mean I play Srixon irons, and being dressed like a good golf pro does not mean you're a good golf pro either. Little words of wisdom for you. So anyway, people have been getting real antsy about me talking about, getting into this whole lag thing and creating forces that are correct in the golf swing. And I just want to say, I spent 30 years learning this stuff, and you all want it in 10 minutes. But hey, I guess that's the way. Instant gratification is where we've come, right? All right. So, I'm glad to give it to you. Now, lag starts in the backswing. Okay. And this was very apparent a long time ago when you could see it. When you go watch Bobby Jones, and you can see it in Ben Hogan. I would say nowadays you see it less, because the swings are more refined. They're more, formed, and they're a little tighter than they used to be. Guys used to really swing the club. Now they're much more, in tune with these positions, but they're still doing it. It's still the same forces throughout the swing. And those forces, and I'm sorry for you people who've never casted a fly rod or don't know what fly fishing is even. I'll put the video up of the fly line and the fly rod. It's all it is. It's the same basic motion as in a fly rod. Okay? When we take a fly rod, we pull back on the handle and we fling this line. So the force starts from the handle, and we fling the line, and the line straightens out. And that's very important. The line goes all the way back, away from the fisherman, because we flung it back. Okay? Then once it's back, it's loaded. And a real important thing is, when you fly fish, and I don't want to bore you too much with fly fishing, but when you fly fish, you feel that load in your hand, and to go forward. And instinctively, you can sit there and cast this fly rod all day long and land a fly in a 3-foot circle, okay? Because you feel it. You're not like, you don't see it, you're not looking back, you feel it. Your hands sense the load of the rod, and you can sense exactly, your body's very smart. It senses exactly how much load there is, and it knows when to start going forward. And then you can tighten the loop, you can throw a wide loop, you can do all sorts of things, because your body's very intelligent. And that's the point of this feedback that you get from the club. So when I say lag starts in the backswing, okay, so I would say, if you look at, like, say, Bobby Jones or even Ben Hogan, you see a lot of this on the takeaway. You see this, like, boom, right? That kind of move, like the club's hanging and the hands start going. That's the lag starting. So basically, the motion in the golf swing is this. It's not, and this is, first I'll show you what everyone's doing wrong, okay? And I would say this is 95% of the swings I see. You're taking this club and you're bringing it back with your arms. Your arms leave your chest, and you always, a lot of people end up with this, like, hugged look at the top. And I actually did a video. It's a swing analysis video. I'll put the link up. And the one swing, the first swing, the golfer who isn't quite as good, his move is this. He's taking his arms back, and at the top he gets this hug look. And from there, really all he's going to do is throw the club back down. So he's gotten very narrow, and he's going to go wider and throw it back down. So how do we do it correctly? Well, if I take this club and basically the motion would be like the fly line. We pull back and we fling this line. If I turn and let the club follow, it swings away. It's far, it's wide, okay? And that is because the lag, it's like this, see? It's not like this. This is this, right? That's what most people do. And even guys who look like pretty good golfers, they're just doing that. They're pulling their arms back, and they might get in a good position, and they kind of throw it back down. It's like this. It's whoom, right? You get the body going, and it's already lagging, and I know you don't see this, but this is what's going on. And you do see it. There was a guy here, he played on the PGA Tour. He's a club pro around here. Phenomenal player. Played on the tour, and his first move is this. It's like this. And then he takes it back. So it's basically your body is making this move, and the club is getting flung back wide. It's wide, see? So if you get this, if you ever get this look where, so if I do this, right, and my elbow's buried against my side, that's bad. That means I've pulled the club back and I've buried this elbow into the side of my body. Your elbow should not be next to your side. If your elbow's getting buried against your side, you've pulled your arm. So here's the center of my chest. If I pull my arms back, it gets buried in my side. We don't want that. We want the chest, and if you can't turn, you're gonna have to figure out how to turn. And I'll do a video on how to turn, the correct way to turn, you know, ways to get more turn as you get older, which is something I'm working on. It's working out really well. But, so it's turn, and the club just kind of lifts, right? There's really none of this. There's none of this pulling back. If I pull back, the club's left to center. I'm already narrow. I'm narrow. I've lost it right there. And also, my sequence of motions is backwards, okay? If you want it to be like, there's some videos on YouTube, and there's these Asian girls, and they're going like this. They're going, whoo, whoo, and that's really good, right? This way and then that way. See, so you go this way, and there's inertia, and now you start going that way, and that inertia gets the sequence correct. It's body, arms, and on the downswing, it's body, arms. That's the lag. See, it's not arms turn the shoulders, arms back down. That's what everyone's doing. It's load, fling the arms up, away, and then on the downswing they get narrow, and I'll do downswing later. But I want to do backswing. And stay till the end of this video, because I'm going to give you a backswing sequence. Okay. And now, like I said, this is a weight. Okay. You can feel this weight. You want to feel the weight, and the weight is pulling away. If I go, that weight's pulling away, and I'm wide. Okay. Now, I did a video on hinging the wrists. Okay, and hinging the wrists is very important. And I did a video where I said, get this feeling of this wrist and extension. Get this feeling, the Nick Faldo drill, right? So at the top you'll be fully extended, and this wrist will be extended. Now, a lot of people get confused. Well, when do I do that? When do I hinge my wrists? Do I hinge them? You see a lot of these swings. You see a lot of these swings? That. And then you see some of this where they hinge it at the top and get this real sloppy look. If you feel the weight of the club is swinging, and it has nowhere to go but up. So the wrist hinging will happen naturally. That's what I mean about letting the forces teach you how to swing. So if I start here and I go, it's hinging right there, and I'm extended at the top, and the weight is bringing this wrist back. So I don't really have to think about hinging. I want it to happen. I feel it. I know it's there. But the weight of the club, right? Load, swing, hinge. Okay? Now, for the backswing sequence, okay, a good way to do it is start here and then just get the body going and get it up, and you can feel, and this is kind of important, there are a lot of different grips out there. This is actually called, in the golfing machine, pressure point number 2, and it is basically this part of your finger, kind of like where it's like a hook. And if you see some great players, they always have this kind of like a little bit of a trigger here. When you fling it back, you want to feel it hit right there. That's the inertia of the club basically being stopped. And this is called pressure point number 2 in the golfing machine. So when you do this move, feel like the body's going, and then it's just there. There's the pressure. And from there, you're just going to go. You can't stop. Some people can. I know there's this Ben Kruper on YouTube, and he dead stops at the top. He's trained this feeling. If you're having trouble with this, though, it's not going to work. You're not going to be able to do it. The best way to train the lag is, and then go, right? As the club, as this is going this way, I'm going to go the other way. So watch. So, and then go. See? And then go. So it's turn, swing, go. And then it's all going to happen on the way down. And I'm going to go more into that. But for now, it's turn and lift. You want to get wide. If you start feeling this elbow buried against your side, you did it wrong, okay? And most people are right-handed. So this is a good feel. Turn and then fling it up. And there's the pressure. I can feel it. Watch. Bang. There's pressure right there. And now that pressure point 2, you're going to feel it all the way down into impact when you finally release the club. So that's the start of it. That's why golf is so dependent. You really want a good pivot, and the pivot swings the club back wide. And then on the downswing, it'll get narrow. Some people don't. Some great players, it stays wide, and some get wide on the downswing. That's a different subject for a different day. On the takeaway, we have different things I want to talk about. I'm going to do a whole video on low hands versus high hands. Okay, you got low hands, you got high hands. There's great players with low hands. There's great players with high hands. I tend to prefer high hands. The whole address position changes the swing a lot. So, like, subscribe, and comment. I'm going to do a whole video on low hands versus high hands. I have some really awesome old video about a guy, Mac O'Grady, who was a phenomenal teacher who taught, for God knows how many years, 15 years, taught Morad, famous teacher. If you know Mac O'Grady, he was a tour professional. He could play left hand, right hand. But the video is so cool. And it's the low hands versus the high hands thing. And I'm going to explain all about low hands, high hands. Is one right? No. You have to decide which is right. But it changes a lot. So, the low hands are, you got DeChambeau and you got Mo Norman with the super high hands. Ben Hogan, more high hands, right? Golfing machine was high hands. Mac O'Grady taught low hands for a long time. And the low hands, it changes a lot. But anyway, so that's another video. Yeah, so some key things to watch for. Okay. Now, when you pivot back, you can't just pivot and bring the club way in here. Remember, you still have to keep the swing plane where the handle points at the target line. That's very important. So, I gave you this motion. What's the important thing about positions is you can form these positions like bang, 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 and your brain will put an imprint in your mind and body of those positions. It will train itself for those positions. So for me, you know, my position here, and then being on plane, pointing at the target line, and then at the top, I would want it, you know, kind of there. But when you do these positions, you're like putting the dots in a paint by number drawing, or like say when you draw a circle and there's dots and you follow the circle. So your brain understands these positions, but it's the motion of this that you have to be able to connect the dots with the correct motion, the correct sequence, and that's the important part. Anyone can get in positions. I mean, I can go boom, 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 and then go whoosh, and throw the club on the way down. I ain't never gonna be any good. I'm just gonna be a terrible golfer my whole life. So, like the fly line, pivot, and swing, and they'll go wide. You want it wide up here, and then from there, the pro move is as the club's going back, you're going forward. When I take the fly line and I fling it back, I wait, but as it's loading, I got to start going forward. If I stop, the fly line falls to the ground, right? If you're the type who wants to pause at the top and you're pausing, well, guess what? You're going to tend to throw it back down. There's inertia in this club. So this club is going this way, and I'm going that way. And what do I get? Crazy lag, right? It's like a tug of war. I fling it back, and it's going this way, and I say no, and I'm going that way. Look what I get. It's the weight, right? Like this. I go this way, and then I go this way. As it's going back, see, and then as you make that move, everything reconnects to your body, and you're narrow. You're good to go. So, I'm gonna go into it more. Obviously, the way you apply forces on the downswing are very important too. That's next. I'm gonna talk about the forces on the downswing, not this force. It's this force. So that's it. That's it for now. Like, subscribe, comment. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. Like I said, comment if you have any problems with it. I'll do it again. I'll keep drilling it into you till you understand it. Because really, like I said, this is the fundamental of the golf swing, period. All right, take care. I'll have a good day.